Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worry on the doorstep and just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can you hear the pitter-pat? Yes, that happy tune is your step, for life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with the blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid that this rover has crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'd be rich as Rockefeller, with gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid that this rover has crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'd be rich as Rockefeller, with gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. On the sunny, on the sunny, on the sunny side of the street.
Oh yeah. You should see those fingers doing their magic. Yeah, we'll have to get a piano cam on for both you and Teresa. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I guess that's more interesting to me. So, how is everyone doing? It's good to be here. It's good to see you all. It was nice to have a break, but it's nice to be back. Hello to those of you joining us on the live stream. My name's Reverend Dr. Michael McMorrow. I'm the senior minister here at the center, spiritual director for some. And we are a faith community that is located, at least one guy gets it, located in the North San Fernando Valley, and a place where we welcome all who practice their beliefs in faith and love. And our musical inspiration today is Mr. Jason Goldstein.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you.
A newly minted 30-year-old Jason Goldstein.
This is true. Yeah.
So give him some birthday love on the chat. And maybe send him a Venmo thing.
Oh,
why not?
No.
And then the wonderful mistress of all things animal lore, Reverend Kathy Lyons, appropriately named.
Yep.
All right. So what do you say we turn the lights down and just take a deep, conscious breath? And release as we allow ourselves to surrender and claim this eternal now moment. As we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Now, fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this morning. So as Reverend Kathy lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge action, and devotion. The fourth candle we light for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. The sixth candle we light for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. The 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, for the space we hold for them here in the sanctuary, within our online community, and of course within our own hearts. And as Reverend Kathy lights a healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our own souls. There is one flame, one light within.
So join me, please, as I speak my word in the first person for each one here and online, anywhere in the world. I recognize this presence, this life, which is God's life and my life now, which is the abounding source of love, health, wealth, and creativity. And I am one with God, one with its love, health, wealth, and creativity. So I hereby proclaim right now that I am enjoying all those aspects of life, of wonderful relationships, perfect health, financial freedom, wisdom, and wealth, and creative expression. And I hereby proclaim right now that today, this Sunday service is a perfect and complete idea in the mind of God, that we are, everyone, enlightened and uplifted, as I know that Reverend Mike just speaks these spiritual principles with absolute love, and that God is expressing itself through Jason and through the sound and through everyone here and everyone online, just knowing that each and every one of us is experiencing that loving God presence within. And so I am so grateful right now, so grateful for enjoying all the wonderful aspects of life. And I give thanks right now for this wonderful service that I listen to and experience with an open heart. And so with gratitude, I release my word to the law. I know it is done. I know it is so. And together we say, and so it is. Good morning, everybody. I'm sure that everyone has heard about artificial intelligence. Anybody don't know what that is? Well, yeah, and I've used it. I have it on my Microsoft Word. It does do grammar correction. There's even a artificial intelligence dream interpretation if you're interested in interpreting your dreams. It does all kinds of things. But I was reading that there's actually an AI for friends. Yes, the Andreessen Horowitz website has an article about how someone named Karen Marjorie created an AI version of a virtual girlfriend called Karen AI. Users pay $1 per minute to talk to a virtual girlfriend, and Ms. Marjorie has so far made, or not so far, just in 1 week, $72,000. Yeah, and I was reading, this article goes on to say that this is one of a dozens of ways that consumers have been forming real relationships with artificial intelligence. And when I got to reading this, I realized how prophetic Ernest Holmes was back over 80 years ago, where he said in the Science of Mind textbook, on page 298, people are dying for real human interest, for genuine friendship, for someone to tell them they are all right. And here we are all these years later, and people now are utilizing artificial intelligence for this. Well, I would like to say to anybody who is using that aspect of artificial intelligence, there's another way that we can create friends. And in Ernest Holmes' chapter in the Science of Mind textbook, The Law of Attraction, talks about that. He said we should cultivate an attitude of friendship toward everybody and everything. The one who has learned to love all people will find plenty of people to return that love. Yes, I'd like to tell all of you and anybody watching online, use the artificial intelligence, but if you want, but better yet, utilize divine intelligence, or what we call the law of attraction. Embody that idea of friendship and loving everybody, and then, of course, get out and mingle with people. In fact, if you're watching this online, come on down. This is a great way to utilize friends. I mean, to make new friends. That's how I did it years ago when I was wanting to make new friends. I used these spiritual principles and connected with people a lot more easily. And I tend to be kind of shy. I'm not one of these real buoyant people. But I ended up attracting people, like-minded people in my life. So just love everybody and, turn off the computer and the phone and get out into the world. And so it is.
Thank you so much. This one goes out to Karen. Oh, yeah. I am light. I am light. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am not mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not the age, my race, my soul. I am inside. It is light. I am God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have announcements here? Oh, yes, thanks. This is great. Okay. First, the most important thing is we have practitioners available. And if you'd like a 2-minute tune-up, we're available after the service. We have a few here. Will you raise your hand? So any of them will be delighted to do spiritual mind treatment if you want to create something new or maybe just enhance something good that's already going on. Also, if you want to make an appointment with a practitioner for a longer session, you can go to CSLGH.org. Today at 1:00 p.m., I host the Animal Kinship meeting, and you can ask me for the Zoom link. You're welcome to come if you just want to talk about animals, because that's one of my favorite subjects. On May 23rd, there's the World Healing Full Moon Meditation Ceremony, and that's on Thursday, 7 o'clock, and see our newsletter for the Spiritual Unity Movement website to get the Zoom link. And Teresa James is performing with her full band on Friday, May 24th at 8 o'clock, right off room, Studio City. May 29th at 7 o'clock is the drum meditation with Burl Bowlerjack, and some drums will be provided, but you're welcome to bring your own. And the all members picnic is on Saturday, June 8th at 12:30. It's at the Northridge Recreation Center 18300 LaMarche, and one block south of Devonshire and east of Reseda Boulevard. This is a catered event, so be sure to RSVP. And you can see the newsletter for details. You can let Melissa know in our office during the week if you want to contact her, and I believe there's a sign-up sheet. So it sounds like it's going to be a fun day. Summer Music Camp, July 8th through 12th, and the Summer Theater Camp is July 15th through 19th. We would love it for our congregation to help spread the news. Please grab a few flyers to share in our community. And so now let's stand for our Declaration of Principles. We believe in one universal spirit manifesting through all, natural and incarnated in us. We believe that the universal spirit is personal to and reveals itself through everyone who recognizes its presence. We believe that our faith operates upon a law of mind which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of all life and in the immortality of the individual soul forever expanding. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the givingness of life to all.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. Yes, I shine. And I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine. Yes, you shine so bright, and you shine, and you shine. Yes, you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light. We are a light in this world, and we shine, yes, we shine so bright. Yes, we shine, and we shine, yes, we shine so bright. One more time. Yes, we shine, yes, we shine, yes, we shine so bright. And we shine, yes, we shine, and we shine so bright.
All right, nice. How are all you little lights doing out there? All right, good to see you all. Good to see you online too, even though I can't really see you, but I'll do the romper room, sacred. Oh, I see you now. Hello. Okay. Too much coffee between services. So we're continuing to work with this theme for the month, from good to great to grand. But I just want to say before we kick off on that it's Well, it's just nice to be here with you today. After some time off the platform, I can say that I miss being with you in this way. You know, I'm here during the week. I'm here by myself for most of the week, so you don't really get into ministry to do that, right? So it's always nice when there's people around. So it's good to be back with you today. Not that I had anything to share last week in particular, and I appreciate that Rev Nancy and Rev Nicole brought their A games to the show last week, or last Sunday. Yeah, so so thank you for that. And we are continuing to on our own journey, right? So we're off on our own path on exploring this idea from good to great to grand. And the theme this month, prepared by Centers for Spiritual Living, the National Home Office, prepared by Reverend Ryan Alexander, who encourages us to highlight the process of both self-actualization and collective actualization of ourselves as individuals and then collectively as community, with the ultimate goal of the realization of the vision of creating a world that works for everyone. Now, this is a lofty goal, I think, a lofty goal indeed. And the focus must be with our own inner work first, lest any changes we want to see in the outer world get derailed by unconscious speech or worse, actions. So by doing our own inner work, we are practicing the notion of first do no harm. That's a good idea, right? First do no harm. So a case in point from my own experience. A group of us went to an interfaith event some years ago to show solidarity with the cause of the day. I don't remember what it was at the time. I think it was mostly just to celebrate interfaith. And it was a lovely day. There were Jews, Muslims. I remember a lot of Methodists, a lot of Scientologists were there. I remember those folks for sure, but I imagine that all denominations were represented in some way. It was out here in the valley. And I loved that I was there. And I loved that I was there with a cadre of members from our center. And it was a great day until this fellow started walking along, acting all friendly and interested, right? And then he asked if I was a Christian. And here's where the inner work thing comes in. Because I really hate that question. Mostly because I know what's coming next. And so, spidey senses up, shields, red alert, here it comes. And he did not disappoint. He started peppering me with questions so that he could quote chapter and verse. You know, that thing people sometimes do where they act like they're open-minded and listening, but really just waiting to jump in with a quote. Maybe that doesn't bother you, but it gets under my skin. So I was cool at first, but it really didn't take long for me to get irritated. And I think it was when he asked, how can anyone who claims to be a Christian participate in interfaith? To which I said something like, well, I'm puzzled as to how any know-it-all Christian types could not believe in interfaith. Yeah, I kind of derailed from there. Finally, I just said, can't you find some other fly to tear the wings off of today or something like that, and told him to shove off. But luckily, Beverly Sperling was there, right, one of our members. Beverly Sperling was there, and she kind of smoothed things over, and she really held the consciousness that the minister was supposed to be bringing to the show. So we have to do our own work first, which brings us back again to the power of thought to affect change in our life. that the path of good, right? The path of good to great to grand is really nothing more than a flow chart of connection, a record of choice, no choice, of which our life is its logical demonstration. So what we attempt to do here in this faith community, within this teaching, is to do the inner work within, to identify old ways of thinking that no longer serve us, identify that, and then choose to do differently. Hopefully for the better of not only our own life, but the lives of those around us as well. And then the other lesson to take from this example is to share how important spiritual community is to support us when we need it, right? Whether we know it or not. So I'm grateful that Beverly and Nancy and a few others were there that day, right? Because even Revs need that support as well. So the bottom line is that all of us, Revs too, we are here to grow, to evolve, and to support each other in our spiritual awakening, right? A spiritual awakening that is constantly evolving as it awakens to more aspects of self that up until yesterday, or maybe even 5 minutes ago, we weren't aware of. It's one of the things that I appreciate about this teaching is the constant encouragement, right? To use a football term, to go deep and go long, right? To find those places within ourselves of a deeper connection of knowing that the infinite power and presence of the Most High is both within and without, right? That it's within me and everyone else too. Especially the folks I don't agree with. Especially the folks who irritate me and say irritating things, right? Because it wasn't his issue, that fellow. It wasn't his issue, it was my issue, right? It's all healed now, though. So we are here. Let's go. There's an inner faith walk. Let's go see how I do. So we are here to grow, to evolve, to support each other in our spiritual awakening. That Holmes once wrote that evolution has brought humanity to a point of self-expression, and it can do no more for us until we consciously co-create with it, cooperate with it. Its law is one of growth and unfoldment. And that love knows no bound, and that the eternal goodness gives itself to all. God as man is man, in man is man. Let me put my teeth back in. God as man, in man is man. Now I have to say, the first time I saw that, I thought, wow, that's pretty blasphemous, man. How can you say that? But when you come to realize that all of life is an expression of the divine, if that's the place that you're coming from, that there is no separation between ourselves and the Creator, but yet we are the logical expression of divine intelligence that called us forth uniquely, each one of us, to have this experience of life together. Both this inner experience and this, the micro world of spiritual community, but also the macro world that we share. As a community, a city, a state, a country, globally. That's pretty deep stuff, right? And if we're working it seriously, there's really no place to hide either. So that's kind of a good news, bad news deal, depending on, how our day's going. that love knows no bound, and that the eternal goodness gives itself to all. God is man. In man is man. Now, of course, it doesn't feel like it when we are in the middle of our stuff. Anybody notice that? Just me. Okay, how about online? Chat away. It's been my observation for myself and others that growth and unfoldment is often a result of some seeming challenge that grabs us for a while until we heal it and release it. And sometimes it can feel like we've been chewed up and spit out. And I suppose on some level, it does. It does. If we are living life by default rather than by design. Mary Morrissey thing. Sometimes the law of averages catches up with us with some seemingly random act of chaos and mayhem, and we suffer. We may even sink into, what's in my consciousness that created this? Right? But this is not really a healing thought, by the way. It's not a healing thought because it has us looking backward rather than looking forward. So my answer to what's in my consciousness to create this is, who cares? Who cares? Even though when you're in it, particularly with medical stuff, when you're in it, you're attached to why. But really what we want to focus on is how to shift where we're at. We want to focus our thoughts to healing thoughts, to knowing that we are one with the creative impulse of life, that there is an indwelling pattern of perfection that knows intuitively how to produce radiant good health in all of its manifestations, not just biologically, right? Our mental health and our spiritual well-being, equilibrium, if you will. Now, in time, we learn to grow spiritually through reflection, consciously, rather than creating challenge unconsciously. Through the conscious use of law and effect, we now flip the old script and live a life of design rather than of default. And even here, we need to bring an ever-evolving level of self-awareness to sort things out. And sometimes this can be something as simple as visiting a practitioner and just, I need some treatment work around clarity, mental clarity. I need treatment work to give me some cosmic nudges, some divine guidance. Because the truth is that the solution to any seeming problem or challenge that we are facing is within us already. Even if it means, if the nudge is to go to the library and do more research. Even if it's just a simple message of Google it, right? And then to take whatever action we're called to do. The main thing is that Holmes writes that the ultimate goal of life does not mean that we shall ever arrive at some spiritual destination where everything remains static and inactive. That which, to our present understanding, seems like the ultimate goal. We've arrived. I got the promotion. I got the car. I got the house. So it seems like the ultimate goal has been achieved, and when attained, be but the starting point of a new and further evolution. So this is why I like to call religious science, or the practice of the science of mind, the greatest bait and switch game going spiritually, right? Because the truth is the large R truth is, I think the Buddhists have it right? That as we, that the underlying all of suffering is a clinging or an aversion. We don't want to lose it, so we hang on to it, or we're afraid of it, so we push it away. And in this, I think for most Westerners, where we are are trained and used to acquiring more, and that our own ideas of success are tied to that acquisition, right? This is the bait. This is the bait that we play with in order to get the girl, the car, the job, the promotion, right? Until ultimately we arrive at this aha moment where, wow, there's this power. There is a power that I am co-creating with, right? When it's been said that we are made in the image and likeness of the Most High, and my thought is attuned in that way, when I'm feeling spiritually strong and connected, so that I can even be with someone whom I do not share, the meaning of life with, and still feel okay, still feel connected, still feel a sense of wanting to extend kindness and compassion to the other. Man, we've arrived spiritually when we're there, yeah? Yeah. I'm getting you coached up for Thanksgiving. All right. Because there's always some work to do. The Power of Decision class that we've been engaged in these last few weeks has been prodding us to do just this. Though I have to say, Dr. Barker can be mighty direct and maybe even a little rude sometimes. So where Holmes was like, Holmes can be poetic and mystical. Barker is like, jab, 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 right? Because he's calling us out on the ways that we can get tripped up in our consciousness to become, that we are the clog point between the infinitude and the demonstration of our life. He called it the hourglass of consciousness. We're in that middle part. And to the extent that we are open, then there's a flow. To the extent that we are clogged, it doesn't. And so not that there's, not that even in that, there is an evolvement, right? Because this can happen through, at different parts, even during the day, right? So we go, that's right, I'm thinking different now. Then we go back, oh, I'm thinking different now. Oh, I'm thinking different now, right? So there's always work to do. So Barker reminds us that we are working with a power that is inexhaustible. It is the wellspring of creativity itself, and that we often play small with it. He chides the student content with complacency as demonstrating a calcified consciousness, right? That's what he calls that little middle part where we're kind of feeling stuck. That Barker says that if we are not moving forward, we're backsliding. Yeah. That to have our most singular and effective life, we must decide to make it so. That's really the first step. We must decide to be happy. We must decide to live richly, to be healthy, to be creative, and to know that to live in divine right action is to live in the flow of decision, consciously and unconsciously. And we are always creating. So what does that look like? Well, look at your life, right? Look at your life. And if you're like most folks, it's a mixed bag. It's pretty good, 80% good, and 20% that could use some work. There's a few weeds that need to be pulled yet. So conscious reflection then can be a simple recognition that we're done with simply marking time, And we are now ready to open ourselves up fully and completely to the creative impulse of life, allowing ourselves to be infused with the next big thing, whatever that is. If that's too big an idea for you, because sometimes that can be a what an order, I can't go through with it deal, I get that. Can we at least nudge ourselves into being curious, more curious about life? Being curious is, how could it be different? How could I bring more love to it? How could I practice more loving kindness, right? And compassion. How can I soften my reaction, my reactivity? How can I be more responsive rather than reactive? Because the thing about curiosity, Holmes wrote this, that curiosity is a creative action of the mind. It is a necessity for creative living. Oh, no, I'm sorry, this is Barker. No one ever knows enough, just as no one ever has enough. Right? So again, this craving for more. The present world of ideas and things is tremendous, fascinating, and explorable. It offers every individual a vast arena to explore according to our own tastes and attitude. That's pretty good. And then he gives us one of these swift kick up the arse, as my dad would say. To be a dull person in the present world means that you have unconsciously rejected life and the curiosity that attends it. Right? Excuse me, Ray? Are you talking to me? Who are you calling dull? And but we can see that he has a point, yes? If we are not growing, we are standing still, or worse, slipping backwards. And that's going to look different for each person. So last week, Reverend Nicole brought in the idea of to inventory our core values and to ensure, to analyze or to integrate them into our life, and how they can be yet another layer in consciousness for effective mental treatment. So our mental treatment reflects the values, the feeling tone that we want to have experienced by means of a mental treatment. That contentment in life means our values are reflected in this life. So if your 5 values, so if you remember, she said pick 15, the gross number, and then whittle that down to 5. So let's say your 5 values are compassion, kindness, openness, authenticity, and service. Those are your values. And you're spending 2 hours of the day yelling at your TV or your electronic devices because of the state of the world. We may have work to do. Well, I may have work to do, right? So we are clearly living through chaotic times, right? So we're not denying the condition, we're denying the power the condition has over us. Whether it's a health diagnosis or the latest national news, international, whatever. The only thing that we have control over is our own consciousness and the choice to know and believe in the power of prayer to shift the tendency of thought into a different outcome. Because when enough of us do that, then the logical demonstration of the human race consciousness will be peace over war, will be a distribution of the good that's already there. There's all these goods and services waiting out there that it's a distribution problem, not an abundance issue. And that's true for anything if you think about it. So as people of faith, we need to remember then that the work is ours to do on the inside first, to remember that there is power in prayer, to march if you feel called to, but to do it with peace in our heart. Right? Otherwise, you'll be goaded into doing something that could quickly escalate. And Beverly Sperling may not be around. So we can borrow a simple practice from our Buddhist friends when Pema Chodron writes about a thing called bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is capable of transforming the hardest of hearts and the most prejudiced of fearful minds. Citta means mind, but it also means heart or attitude. So it's a heart-mind attitude. Bodhi means awake, enlightened, or completely open. She also Pema calls it the soft spot. Right, so that's out of her book, The Places That Scare You. That Holmes puts it this way: a divine pattern is hidden in everything. There is a unifying presence and law at the center of everyone and everything. A unity that binds all together in one common source, one living spirit, one divine presence, that each is a unique manifestation of this one. So Pema might say this, that the openness and warmth of bodhicitta is in fact our true nature and condition. Well, what about no, we're talking about ourselves. Our true nature and condition is to be open and warm. So let's take a breath. As Jason makes his way to his station. And let's just think about ways that we can bring a mind-heart attitude that is feeling awake, aware, and alive, that is completely open to life. How can we practice that in the rest of this day? Again, a common theme of mine is do we have that courage within us to allow the soft places to make themselves known? Do we have the courage to say, as Reverend Jeannie Hoffman would often say in her Sangha? Is there another way of saying that could be a little softer? I used to hate when she'd say that to me. But clearly, it's stuck, right? This is the key. This is the key to the whole deal. Because when we're open, God's imperial rule can in fact manifest on this earth plane. That we are no longer the calcified mind filtering it out, but rather we are the open heart, the open mind, through which the Spirit can do its thing by means of our life. So let's play with that today. See what insights you can glean from that and take it into our work week and see what's different. And come back next week and report with each other.
It must have been cold there in my shadow. To never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let it shine. That's your way. You always was a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory. While you were the one with all the strength. beautiful face without a name for so long, a beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know the truth. Of course I know it. That I would be nothing, nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. Yes, I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. You're my hero, and everything I would like to be. Yes, I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you gave me wind beneath my wings.
Oh, Jason Goldstein, everybody.
Hi guys,
Yes.
thank you.
And how did you put your in residence? Is that how you put it?
Oh, a residency? I've got a residency.
Residency at?
Yeah, I play at Vitello's in Studio City. I play Fridays and Saturday nights from 7 to 10. So if you want to come say hey and hang out.
So if Mike C is around, maybe we can get a flyer up there. Yeah,
right.
to remind us all to go eat some Italian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all right. That's amore. You do that song there?
I've done it.
Aha! I knew it.
You put a tip in that
Wouldn't
jar?
be an Italian restaurant without it. All right, so as we ask Chloe to be of service and bring up our offering basket, if you come prepared for an in-house offering, make your way as you can. And for those of you online, you're welcome to use our new Zelle. And that's Rev Mike McMorrow, and then the phone number, which isn't up there yet. Okay.
Spirit gives through me. The Spirit receives through me. Spirit
Is this thing still stuck?
lives and breathes through me. Spirit gives through us. Spirit receives through us. Spirit lives and breathes through us. Spirit lives and breathes through us.
Hi, Claudia. All right. So let's just take a breath. Just make a moment longer to recognize and know that this basket represents both the generous heart of the individual and the receptive heart of this spiritual community. The generous heart of that individual who knows and knows that they know that God is our source, our substance, our supply. And so we receive these gifts from whatever avenue they find their way here, through online giving, through the mail, or through the offering here this morning, that we receive it with a grateful heart, as we know together that these gifts go forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless not only this spiritual community, but anyone connected to it in any way. And from this place of gratitude, then, we bless our community of Granada Hills, our city of Los Angeles, our state of California, our United States of America, all of its churches, temples, mosques, schools, universities, the people who attend them, the people who support them, that we know for our planet as well, in some wonderfully crazy cosmic metaphysical way, the law of life is at work. And to the extent that we know this to be so, we see its joyous demonstration of good in ways great and small. This gives us a sense of power and grace that propels us into ways of spiritual living that raise not only our own life, but the lives of those around us as well. And that's a good thing. And together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. So one more birthday. In fact, happy birthday. Thank you. To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jason. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry you had to play your own birthday
It's okay,
song.
it happens.
All right. So let's call Reverend Kathy up, member of Animal Ministry, Animal Kinship this afternoon at 1:40. Did I see that? What time?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. All right.
And also, come join us in Sparks Hall for some fellowship. We got some snacks for you, so feel free to go right next, over the wall, next room. Okay, so let's just join together and say in the first person, how grateful I am to recognize that creative power, that creative presence, which is God, and that God is ever creative and innovative and guiding and directing, and I am one with this creative presence of God, ever guiding and directing everything that I need to creatively demonstrate my good, and knowing right now that I am on a divine plan, and the divine plan is a sublime plan, and that I am just guided and directed to living a life that's truly grand. And so how grateful I am for this hour spent just feeling that upliftment and recognizing and embodying that creative presence within me and expressing through me as me. And so I am so grateful for this. So with deep faith, trust, and conviction, I release my word to the law. It is done, it is so. And together we say, and so it is.
Please join me in singing the peace song.
That was meant to be you.